Alright, here's a quick tutorial on how to edit your WordPress website and also how to use Visual Composer plugin in your WordPress website. We're just going to log in, and the first thing we see is our dashboard. And to see what theme we're using, we'll go here and we can see that we're using Suarez, which is quite a nice theme. It's a professional paid for theme. And one of the reasons why I like using Suarez or similar themes to that one is because it comes with this Visual Composer plugin. And if you type in Visual Composer WordPress, you can find more about that, which is very useful. There's their website. There's where you buy it from. There's its star rating. And you can learn about it too. There's a tutorial for beginners. That one goes for 20 minutes. And that's just by typing in Visual Composer WordPress, or you could type in Visual Composer WordPress tutorial, and you'll find more lessons on how to use it as well. Okay, but I'm just going to show you. I'm going to get rid of this one because we're not using this one, so I'm just going to delete this theme now. And it's always good to have one spare theme in there, but I don't need all these themes, so I'll leave this last one in 2016. I'll delete this one, and I'll delete, whoops, go back to themes, 17, yeah, I'll keep 17, and I'll delete this one. That'll free up more space on the website and help make things even faster, but it's good to have one spare theme there. Oh, and it needs an update. I'm not gonna update anything, and I'll show you why. I'm just going to let's just have a quick look in the plugins. There's the Visual Composer plugin. Is that where it lives? Now you can see there's a few updates required for some of these ones. I'll update this one now because I just installed it. That's Backup Buddy. But what I want you to do from now on is before you ever make any changes or big changes to the website, I'm going to get you to do a backup of the website first, just to be on the safe side. That case, if anything goes wrong, we've always got a backup of the website so we can restore it. Now, that's another website, software that I'm giving you for free, Backup Buddy. So if we look that one up, that one is by iThemes. It's a very good piece of software. And let's see, what are they charging for that one? Is it still updating? Still updating. Oh, they got 40% off at the moment. Oh, that's off the whole toolkit. Oh, pricing. Whoops, 1, 2. Pricing. $80 a year it usually costs. So there you go. That's some nice extras that are in there. Visual Composer costs money too. So you've got quite good value for money there. So before you go shopping around for other themes, you should kind of understand that most of the design that you want to do, you can actually do using Visual Composer. So here's the website from the front end. Now if we click back onto the dashboard, we can see the website from the back end, or from the navigation panel or the dashboard. Here's the theme settings. Now you can change things like typography. I've changed this to Averia Sans, and you can change the color of the fonts. You can change the size. Actually, I better do this now. The main content, will make it 18. Make that 18. Secondary 16, and make that 14. Let's see what that looks like. Visit site. Yep, that looks alright. Alright, so you've got minimal control in here. But then on the front end, I'll notice I'm using tabs so that I can see the front end and back end. Now, the front end, you can do a lot from here. For instance, I could make a whole new page. Now, say you wanted a page called Gallery, put in the title Gallery, and then then press Publish, and that makes a new page. And you can see that's the permalink. If you want to change the permalink, you have to click in there and change it and press OK. So that permalink means the thing that you use to navigate to your website. So if I hold the modifier key down and click on that, that will take me to that gallery page. Now, this theme comes with this header section up here. And if you want to change what's in that, all you need to do in this theme is change the featured image, and that you can use any photo you want from here. I made a nice background image. You can see just a sec. I'll remove that just and put it back in again so I can show you how big it is. I made this 2048 by 388. Now, maybe it's too big. Maybe you could even make it half of that. It would probably still work and would make the website probably even faster. Okay, just to let you know. So if we view the page now, you can see it's got that feather background in there. And the reason why it hasn't appeared in the menu yet is because you need to change that here under menus. Or if you're in the dashboard, you can navigate directly to menus if you're on the back end. Just wait for this to load. My internet connection slowed down there for a sec. And here it is under Appearance Menus. And I've just added this page, so I can add that to the menu and then drag it up. I'll put it after Portfolio. Or maybe you want to put it in front of Portfolio and press Save Menu. Okay, so now when we go back to visit the site, you can see now there's a gallery page. Now, there's nothing on the page yet, so let's go in and edit it. Now, notice this, it's no sidebar, full width, which is what we want. And now we'll start using the Visual Composer plugin. Alright, so click on this, back-end editor, and now we start by adding elements. Now, you start by adding a row. This is a row here, okay? I'll tell you a little bit about this row. You can edit it up here. At the moment it's on default, which I believe is this one, which makes it go straight across the page. And you can put your gaps between the columns. You don't need to use this unless you use a special feature. You might use that, for instance, if you put a picture in here. So you could put a picture in here, say for instance this one, and set that as a background picture and set it to cover. And that way, if you've got that set to equal height and then press save, you'll get that picture that goes straight across the page. Let's have a look at that. View the page. Alright, now we can't see it. You can just see it because it's hidden underneath here. What we've got to do is we've got to put some space above that row, because it's the first row. It's starting right up at the top of the page. So what we need to do is put some space in the margin here. 200 pixels should do it. Press save, and always have to press update after you've made any changes. And now we can view the page. Alright, now that picture's not showing up. Some of the widgets don't work exactly how they're intended. Maybe if I put in this is called a widget, and this is called widget text. I'll just copy and paste this in here to show you. So put in a bunch of text. I'm just wanting to see if I put in text whether that'll expand that box more, so I can see that photo in the back. Yeah, there it is. All right, and so that's too many pixels high as well. It's too far away from the top of the page. So we'll go back in there and edit the page. All right, so I'm going to edit this row again. I'm going to get rid of this, and I'll make this 100 pixels instead of 200 pixels and save those changes. And I'm going to get rid of this photo background because I don't really want to use that. Get rid of that and save the changes. And now I'm just going to delete this widget so I can show you some other widgets. Or I'll put this widget back in here again. I'll show you something else. You can put a row inside a row, okay? What's interesting about this is rows can have columns. So if we set this to 2 columns, there we've got 2 columns there and there. So that's just to explain, if you press on custom, you can have any combination as long as it adds up to 1. So we could have like a quarter plus a quarter plus it goes up to fifths, I think, plus 1/5 plus a half, say, plus a half, all right, and update that, and then you can see, so you can do it in any combination. That's kind of cool. I'm just going to change this back to 1 column and add a text widget. So here you can just add your text, and I'll press update, and we'll view the page, and there's the text. Alright, now that's going right to the edge of the page there. So I'll just show you how we fix that up. What we'll do is we'll go to here, and instead of it being the other one, we'll make that just stretch row and save changes. And so when I press update and we view that page, now you can see there's a bit of space there, which is quite nice. Okay, so I'll edit that again. And now I'll edit this text, and I'll call it gallery. Okay, and I'll center that text, and I'll make it paragraph 2 and press save changes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another widget in here. Now not all these widgets work, so you've got to experiment, but this image gallery one seems to be working quite well. And you don't need to put in a title because I've already put a title there, as you can see, so I'll just leave that blank. And here we can add some images. So I'm going to add some images from here, and I'm just going to hold my shift key down so I can add a whole bunch of images, and just press add images. And then if you read in here, it says enter image size, example, thumbnail, medium, large, or full. So I'm just going to put in full, but you can use any of those different sizes, or you can use pixels, as you can see there. And here it's got on click, open pretty photo. So you've got some options, and pretty photo, I'll show you what that is when we open it up. And here it says gallery type. Well here, if I leave it on flex slider fade, I'll show you what that is. I'll save that and press update. And now we can view the page. And here's the gallery. And it's the flex slider gallery. Alright. Now I'm just going to edit this page again. And I'm just going to hover over the image gallery widget and click on edit. And I'm going to change this from flex slider to image grid and press save changes. And now I'm going to press update and view the page. And so now the gallery is like this with full size images. Now there's another way we could change this any number of ways. Let's edit over here, and instead of, let's have a look, see other options. There's the image grid, it's on image grid. So instead of full, let's try large and see if that makes any difference. Press save changes and press update. Now we can view the page. Alright, it still didn't make enough difference to make it any less columns. So this particular example, it uses its own portfolio grid. So instead what we'll do is we'll use medium and see what that looks like, and press update and then view the page. Alright, and so now the gallery looks like that, which is kind of effective. I kind of like that higgledy-piggledy look. But there's other things we could do. if we go in here and we edit the page, what I'll do is I'll add another row, and I'll add a row within a row, and I'll make it say, I'll make it this one. Whoops. Oh, that's the one I see. It saves in the ones that, yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. All right, you learn something new every day. What's this one? What's that? That. Oh, so in here, we could add a text block, and then you could add some text, and you could add a photo, for instance. You can make these photos link to things too, by the way. I'll show you that in a second. So another text block, add another photo, say add this one. And if you want to link it to something, you can link it to the media image or to the URL. So there's another one. And that didn't update properly. I'll add it again. Make sure that it updates. So now it's there, it's updated properly. Okay, so now you can see those two pictures. Press update and view the page. And there's those two pictures. Okay. Now see, I'll show you what happens. Say we change this to 2 columns and press update. Now when we view the page, go down here, see what happened? They go straight across now. Alright? So now I'll edit that page again, and I'll just delete this row and press update. And there's the gallery. Okay? Now, before you make any changes, what I'd like you to do is go in here and back it up. Just before I do that, there's one last thing. Let's have a look in this contact form, because this is where your messages get sent to. And we'll just click on here to mail, and notice it's all info is being sent to info@DamonArts, and I'm just on here to check things as well, just to make sure if ever we get a message, I'm going to double check with you to make sure you got it, until I'm confident that you're getting all the messages. Okay? And so now, so before you make any major changes, now you've got this software here. I want you to use it, this backup software. And I'll just enter in password from here so that we can alright, so now press complete backup, and this will start to back up the whole website. And then the website's more safe if you make any changes, especially if you update any software. Alright, that's the end of lesson 1. If you've got any questions, please ask me, and I'll put them in a video for lesson number 2.